And on to the next lesson here, which is find a mentor or take an online course. Well, you've already got one of those out of the way. You're taking an online course right now. But I just want to talk about the benefits of it because, well, you may want to take another online course in the future, especially if this one is working out very well for you. So, up to a certain point in your lifelong learning journey, you can do everything on your own, right? You can try to do everything you can possibly do on your own. But after that point, you might need to seek a mentor or take an online course to help you get to the next level. If you're lucky and have built a great connections with many people in the right places, you will already have a great mentor in mind. Remember the last lesson in the first module about surrounding yourself with people who have a growth mindset, just like you, people who are in it to win it, to get out there, to do everything they possibly can to reach their big goal. Of course, finding a mentor or taking a great online course must align with your big goal. Surrounding yourself with the right people who can help you take actionable steps in the right direction. But sadly to say, you may not have had this opportunity to build up your network like many of us, either because of where you live, among the other factors of the country maybe, or just, yeah, your general surrounding people. You may not have met the right person. But most of it has to do with who you already know and how you can leverage your network to both your advantage and their advantage. It's hard to know who the best person is and if they're available or and willing to be your mentor. Mentors can be extremely busy people, yet if they're willing, can make a huge impact in your life concerning your path to reaching your big goal. What to look for in a mentor? One, you should try and find someone that you can admire and trust. You'll be sharing quite a bit of personal details with this other person, so you must be at least able to trust him or her with potentially sensitive information about yourself. Number two, experience and expertise. Well, of course, this person is a mentor, so those are two important traits you should look for in a mentor. It actually doesn't matter about the age of the mentor, although it could be potentially more helpful if the person is a bit older, but actually in the end it doesn't really matter. It's really the case of having experience, because someone could be 55 years old and another person could be 22 years old, and that 22-year-old has experienced more in their life according to the specific niche that you're looking at or the specific specialty. Maybe that 22-year-old is a whole lot more successful or experienced than that 55-year-old. It's true. And taking for example, I had a mentor as well. I don't know her exact age because she didn't really tell me, but I think she's a little bit younger than me. I mean, just from looking, but sometimes looks can be deceiving, right? But her experience and expertise really, really helped me to grow. So it didn't matter about her age because she helped me get results. It also doesn't matter about the gender, of course, right? I mean, you may be more comfortable with a specific gender, but in the end, I mean, it doesn't matter because we're all human. So just do what you're most comfortable with. Do what fits best with your personality and your needs. Knowing the experience and expertise of your potential mentor is something you should research beforehand. Take that part seriously, the most serious part of finding a mentor is someone with the right experience. 3, a mentor should stretch your current capabilities and help you look at what you're doing from a different and more experienced perspective. 4, a mentor should be there to guide you in the right directions so that you can find your own answers and not just answer all the questions for you and tell you, this is what you need to do, this is what you need to do next, and this is what you need to do finally. No, they're there to guide you so that you can also experience what you're shooting towards. Because if you don't experience it and you just get the answers, then, in the end, you're not going to be a grown up person because of the mentorship. Okay? Number 5, a mentor should help you set out a clear plan of action. Now, that's not giving you the answers, right? It's like basically guiding you to make a plan. Okay? So it's a clear plan of action. 6, typically mentors are unpaid and stay a mentor for longer periods of time. If the mentor is asking for money straight away, then it's probably a warning sign. So just be careful of that. However, a mentor isn't putting in all the work for free, so to say. He or she may ask for favors of you, and that's okay as long as it benefits your growth and their growth too sometimes. Your relationship should go both ways. Okay? So, it's not like totally unheard of to not pay a mentor. Like if you want to give some money for something, or maybe it doesn't have to be monetary. It could be like taking your mentor out for coffee or something like that, right? Something simple and you're paying the coffee, right? So you might be wondering how to ask a mentor to be your mentor in the first place. Asking someone to be your mentor can be maybe an awkward situation, but you don't want it to be, right? Especially if really you don't know the person that well. And don't be afraid to ask someone that you don't know that well, right? Maybe you think the person might not have enough time. I mean, these are all different aspects of why you might feel a little bit uncomfortable. But you never know, really, whether the person will accept your request until you actually ask them. So don't be shy when it comes to asking. Don't automatically assume the person doesn't have time or doesn't want to. Don't let that feeling prevent you from asking, right? And also, don't feel down if the mentor ends up declining, right? Because everyone has their own right to accept or decline. Number 1 here is it's best if you talk with your potential mentor in person about being your mentor. If it happens to be someone you found online, in my opinion, it's okay to do this, to have meetings online, because our technology allows us to have video calls. Regardless of whether the person is someone you see on a regular basis or someone you have never met before and is located in a different city, state, or even country, you want to start out by giving them a compliment about the work that he or she has done, about anything you appreciate about that person. You don't want to directly ask for a mentorship. Hey, so-and-so, would you like to be my mentor? Right? It's just like asking someone to marry you or be your boyfriend or girlfriend on the first meeting, right? So second one here, after you've mentioned about the things that you appreciate about that person, then you can clearly explain why you want to schedule a meeting, clearly explain about your specific problems and how you can possibly offer to help that person with a particular aspect of their life. Because like I said before, it's a give and take type of thing, And you could also do some sort of internship with the person, right? Think of many different ways about how you could possibly help that person. You must also make it completely clear that you are 100% willing and able to commit to whatever the mentor asks of you during the mentorship. Remember that if the mentor accepts the mentorship, that you are taking his or her time away from everything else that he or she could be doing at the time of mentoring you, right? So you're going to have to make it worth the mentor's time. Therefore, you need to also be absolutely committed so the mentor knows that you are not going to be wasting his or her time. You need to let the potential mentor know without seeming desperate, right? So we do it in a way that's not in desperation, but in a way that you really need this person's help, but you're willing to be committed to it. Okay, so I hope that makes sense. All right, so the next thing on our list here is if all goes well, your potential mentor will agree to schedule a meeting to meet you in person or maybe online. Or if you already are talking in person at the time, will agree to schedule a meeting at a later date. At that time, you can discuss further details about the mentorship during your scheduled meeting, like maybe how long you're going to be doing the mentorship, or you're just going to play it by ear. Maybe you're going to set out a specific plan, right? That will be up to the mentor themselves. Maybe they've done mentorship before, maybe they haven't. So it might be a new experience for them as well. And one of the best things about new experiences is we learn from them. And teaching itself is a very good way to improve your skills. So that might be a benefit for the mentor, right? They're going to be teaching you, so they are also going to be gaining something in the long run. So what to look for in an online course? Well, first of all, if you have any questions about mentorship, just let me know. I'll be happy to forward them on to you, the answers. So yeah, now let's look into the online course. The first thing here is one of the most important things you should look for when signing up for an online course. It's the skills you can apply right away. Is this course going to be actionable? Does it include exercises? Okay, look for those things. They usually have a syllabus, right? Something you can actually see. The course includes particular aspects that you want: videos, audio, downloadable materials, all these different types of things, because you want to have those in an online course. Another thing, of course, is the course should focus on acting like a tutorial rather than a lecture. It's like the creator of the course is having a conversation with his or her clients, guiding from step to step. 3, peer-to-peer learning is a great addition to any course and is something I plan on adding to this course. Also, I have the SPAR Mastermind Accountability Group, which I mentioned earlier in one of the lessons. So that if that's something you are interested in joining up after you finish this course or right now, then feel free and email me about it. It's an accountability to hold you accountable for the goals you set, and also to share about what you're learning, what you're reading. It's a daily exercise or a daily group where you post every single day to keep yourself accountable for what you read and what you want to take action on. So peer-to-peer is a great thing to be part of, and it's also really, really helps you to learn. So please contact me if that really does interest you. And I guarantee you it will be a huge benefit to setting and accomplishing your goals. And step 4 here, one of the things that you should really look for in an online course is they teach you how to learn or how to continue on your journey, right? After you finish the course itself becomes out of date, kind of. I mean, yeah, you can revisit the materials, you can review the materials, you can come back to the materials at any time, but once you learn that, it's kind of becomes old material. But if the course teaches you how to continue to learn, like in this course, for example, this is the lifelong learning course, right? So I teach you the skills to be able to carry on for a lifetime. These are skills you can use for a lifetime. It is something like even after the course is done, you can still use the skills. So that is the type of course you want to have. Learn the skills that you can continue after the course. Not just when the course finishes, oh, I'm done, right? No, they carry on after you finish. That is so important. Okay? The next one here is the online course material will always be available to you at any time and anywhere. It's my belief that once you have paid the initial fee for the course, there should never be any other additional fees for the content that is updated at a later date. So I will be adding on to this course. You've already paid for it. So you will have access to the new updates. Those should be available to you. But of course, if I build a different course, like let's say I build a course on how to become a fantastic bookstagrammer, right? That's a completely different course. So you're not going to have access to that course. But anything to do with the 6 principles of lifelong learning, you will have access to. So yeah, definitely that's a big one. I think for those course owners who give you access right after you paid and then take away access after you're done, I think that's a cheat, right? It's just like, think about it when you buy a book, right? When you buy a physical book, that book does not disappear after you finish reading it, right? It stays on your shelf. You can do what you want with it, right? So online course should be the same, right? It's like a book, basically. So you should have always access to it. All right, and next thing you should always be aware of are scams and maybe bad courses. There will be a lot of courses out there. I mean, there's tons of people making courses and they're trying to take your money and run with it. I'm not trying to make other people sound evil here, but some really are trying to just get your money. They're creating something maybe they think is valuable, but maybe really isn't. Maybe they just haven't put enough work into it, and they'll charge you $100 for 30 minutes of lesson, right? That's not much at all, right? So creating a course is very, very hard. Time consuming, not necessarily hard, but time consuming. So if someone is creating a course, they're putting their hard work into it, right? If they're creating a good course, a worthy course, they're putting hours upon hours of work into it. So the creator should be 100% there to help you get what you need. The course should grow with you. Bad courses are the complete opposite of what I mentioned about what to look for in a course. So yeah, here are some other things you should look for is make sure you know what you will be getting before you sign up. There may be a syllabus for the course available, and if it isn't, then maybe ask the person for one or skip over it, because if they don't have a syllabus, if you don't know what you're getting, then why sign up for it? The second thing to look for is reviews about the course online or on social media. And I know that some people, if their course is new, they may not have reviews anywhere. So yeah, judge about this little aspect, because, well, if you don't see reviews, that doesn't mean that the course is bad, right? But you do want to look for possible reviews that are bad, right? And possible reviews that are good too. So look for both. This could be on Google search. It could be on social media. Just try to search for the name of the course, maybe the person, and see what you can find. You may not find anything, but like I said, it doesn't mean that the course is going to be bad. It just may mean that the creator has not SEO, search engine optimization. They may not have had enough exposure, right? So just try your best to search. The third one here is do some background research about the creator of the course. Just like I mentioned in the study module about how to choose a book so you don't waste your time. Research about the author, research about the creator. You want to be sure the person is giving credible information and experience in the course, and they're not just copying from other people, right? Someone could be like, oh, I'm going to create a course, but I'm going to take all the information from this one particular book, but adapt it to my own, right? That's not cool. That's plagiarism, right? So you want to stay away from people who have plagiarized. You want to try and find a course that's unique, right? And that you can't really find anywhere else. The next step here is the lesson lengths should be relatively short and variant in lengths. If you see that the majority of the lessons are 50 plus minutes, then you may have stumbled on a creator who will just ramble on and on and on without actually giving you a chance to practice what he or she is trying to help you solve. We are all busy. We have really busy days. We have really busy schedules. So you can't be sitting there for 50 minutes or an hour listening to someone, right? So it's best to have the lessons stay between 4 minutes on the very short end and maybe 40 minutes maximum. The content may be very valuable in a long lesson, but the creator needs to be more considerate about his or her client's schedule, right? A nice 20-minute lesson isn't going to take too long, and it's not too short either. It's just right so that the client can take the immediate actionable steps. And that's how I have designed this course. One of the longest lessons in this course is about 38 minutes long. That's one of the longest. So in my opinion, it's best to keep it short. That way, the person can take action on what they've learned. And also, it makes it a lot easier to remember. It makes it so much easier to remember if the lessons are a lot shorter, right? But of course, if the lesson is too short, then it may not offer enough value. So you also have to be careful of that. So try to take a look at the lesson lengths before you sign up. So one thing I wanted to say before moving on a little bit is one of the reasons why I included this in the action module is because usually mentorships and online courses, if they're good ones, will be actionable. So sometimes in order to take action, you need to sign up for a course or have a mentorship, because when you're progressing through your lifelong learning journey, you are bound to come to a plateau. It's natural. One of the best ways to get up and over that plateau is by doing one or both of the above that I mentioned, the before, right? Finding a mentor or taking an online course. Now that you know the basics of what you need to look for in a good mentor and an online course, I recommend finding one when you reach a plateau. You don't need to do it now. Do it when you feel like you need to do it. Do it when you feel you are stuck. Set your ego aside and help yourself out by getting help from someone who you know, who you admire, who you know will help you, and also who you respect. With that person's help or that online course, you will be that much closer to reaching your big goal. Now, since you're taking this online course, like I mentioned in the beginning, you've completed one of the steps I explained above. But that doesn't mean that you can't find another course if you need to. This lesson is not redundant because you may still need to find other mentors or courses to help you grow in other areas of your life. The point of having a mentor is to help you get results, same as a course. So if you have found any value in this online course, definitely let other people know too. Pass them along, give them my email. That would be helping me out as well, of course, to have more clients to help. So people need the 6 principles of lifelong learning as part of their life skills. So let's pass it on. And also I have a perfect contact of a person named Bree Yamazaki who can help you build an amazing online course if that's something that you would like to do in the future. So let me know if you need her contact address and I'd be happy to give it to you. So let's help each other out by passing on information. And if you've got a service as well and you're really good at that service, let me know. If it's something that I need in my life, I will definitely sign up for it. So pay it forward. Yeah. So here we go. Let's get into the next lesson.